Okay, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, it's New Year's Eve, and I'm going to make my predictions for 2024. Only one real one. By the end of April of 2024, the United States, as you know it, will have ceased to exist. And we'll give you a little more context. The number one candidate that wins the primaries will be Trump. Of course. Why? Everybody's voting for him for the simple reason that the big wigs up there in Washington, D.C. says we can't. It doesn't matter right now how many times they arrest him. It's like, look, you're telling us we have no choice. That totally defeats the election. You're telling the American people we don't get to choose the president. If we can't choose the president, we can't choose anybody. Tennessee is just as bad. The Tennessee Sheriff's Association has made it where all the sheriffs are you can't run against them anymore. They've made it the qualifications so stringent that you have to be a deputy sheriff or a lawyer in order to do it. You can't represent yourself in court in Tennessee. You have to have a lawyer. That's what happens when you elect lawyers to be representatives. They pass laws that make it where the common man has no chance. You have to be part of the elite group. And that's where we come into the election. Donald Trump is going to get the nomination. So by April, okay, I'll just go, let's talk, if Donald Trump gets the nomination, let me get my notes out here. He's going to be removed. He will not be allowed to run. What that's saying is that me and you don't matter. Our vote means nothing. Now, people are saying, civil war, civil war. That's not a civil war. That's a revolutionary war, what we're going to have. It will be the people against the government. Now, that's why they've been so big on replacing anybody in the military that's any type of patriot. They've been doing it for years now. And that's why they have they can't meet quota right now for recruiting. Because as it stands right now, even with all they're trying, I'm still going to guess over 50% of the military is going to stand with the people. This comes to a revolutionary war. This will be a revolutionary war because it'll be the people against the big government. Now, all these people that are voting big government this, they don't fight. They're all anti-gun, pro-touchy-feely, guarantee all the feminists will disappear. This is going to happen by April. Now, why am I saying April? Well, Super Tuesday is in March. So the explosion of the sky is falling is going to happen in March. And by April, they will roll out whatever plan it is to stop the election. They'll either assassinate him or Ramaswamy, because Ramaswamy's number 2. Ramaswamy's number, and they can't have Ramaswamy. He's already said his number one thing is he's the executive officer. That's what the president is, chief executive officer of the country. He's going to go in there and 75% layoff of all government workers in his first term. And I've listened to the man talk. He's very intelligent. He's got what they call an eidetic memory, or some people call it photographic memory. When he learns something or he sees it, he remembers it. So he's technically toward the establishment. He's even more dangerous to them than Trump is. So, but right now, they have left us no choice but to vote for Trump. There's nobody else you can vote for, because voting for anybody else is simply letting them win. Is telling them, oh, okay, we won't vote for him because you say Orange Man bad. So this is what I'm saying, by April. Now, the second part of the Great American Eclipse also happens in the mid-April. Now, everybody said the first part, nothing happened. Well, in the second part, yep. Look at all the stuff that's happened in between the two eclipses that are making an X across our country. So it's winding up to a finale. That'll be April 8th, which is on a new moon, which is the new moon before the Passover moon. Notice they messed up Easter this year, or 2024. They've got Easter way off. Easter is always, 2 days after Passover. So the church is not getting raptured, especially any church that has gone so far as to Captain Obvious messing up these days. So the full moon in April will be the true, a few days after would be the true resurrection. So man is totally messing up the dates of the Jesus. And the new moon, there's many reasons. The new moon before the Passover moon is his true birthday. That's also the exact same day of the second part of the Great American Eclipse, where it makes an X right across the center of our country. So I've often said, and I'm going to leave a couple of links where I talked about Civil War back in 2010. I've been talking about this for a long time, and it's finally coming to a head. I was a prepper back then. I can't prep anymore. I'm going to be dead. There's no way for me to survive what's coming. So, hopefully, the good Lord will let me go quick. That's why I don't prep anymore. It's pointless now. I'm in such bad shape, I will not survive. But I'm letting y'all know what's coming. So, that's part of life, folks. And I saw this 10 years ago. Well, no, it'd be more than 10 years ago. It'd be 13 years ago, my first videos I made on Civil War and the government overreach and all that stuff. This is coming. This is my New Year's Eve predictions that whatever's going to happen, it's going to be in full swing by the end of April. So I'm not putting exact dates on it, but I'm going to say whatever the big government people, the bigwigs, the globalists, Alex Jones calls them globalists. I'm just going to call them the Antichrist. It's a spirit. People can't see it. That's why Elon Musk doesn't realize it, because it goes against physics. But the spirit world is something totally different. Just like these, everybody says, oh, UFO. Well, could be a spirit. Look at the Temple Mount lights on 2012. I think it was New Year's, it was Christmas, or Hanukkah. It was a Jewish day. The temple lights over the Temple Mount. Now they tried to debunk it, but it came on too many different cell phone cameras, and there wasn't as many as we have now. But still, in 2012, there was a lot. You could even hear one hillbilly was out there say, "Yeah, we got those gas lights in the swamp." Well, you know what? Those gas lights went straight over the temple and shot straight up. Too many coincidences happening. COVID was a test run. That showed them that they could frighten the American people and steal the election. So they're going to come up with something really good this time. They're going to steal it. They stole it last time. They're going to tell me I didn't see them covering where they were counting the votes in Detroit, in Michigan. They were covering up the windows so the cameras couldn't see them counting the vote. They were throwing the poll watchers out in Philadelphia. In Atlanta, they had a fake pipe burst so they could drag ballots out from under a table and start counting them without the poll watchers there. That poll watchers is supposed to be a constitutional duty. In every one of those states that this shenanigans happened in, even in Maricopa County, Arizona, all these places that this stuff happened, they knew it would give them the electoral votes. And those places only lost by just enough to carry it. And like many people notice, 2 o'clock in the morning we went to bed and it was in the bag, and then you wake up and, they found more of these mail-in ballots. Yeah, Donald Trump did lose the election because they counted bad ballots. They counted fake ballots. Yeah, he lost. He lost because they had bad votes. You know what those bad votes mean? It means my vote, your vote didn't count. So yes, it was stolen. Mike Pence had every right to send those electoral votes back to the states. He had every ground to do it. Nancy Pelosi had them break into the the Capitol building to throw everything off. That's where the conspiracy is. They wanted to make a big hoo-ha out of it so they could say, oh look, Donald Trump tried to overthrow the election. No. They were in the process of appealing that vote. They had people going to stand up in the representative and the Senate that were going to challenge it. And all it takes is one from each different house to challenge it, and then they can start counting again. They had judges that would not even allow it in the court. And I feel this, because I have judges here in Tennessee that will not hear my case. It's refused. So I know what it is. Tennessee does it. Tennessee has a deep state too. Tennessee has, you ever wonder why the Nashville shooter manifesto's covered up? Because the Tennessee Sheriff's Association is run by sodomites. Alpha sodomites. The sodomites, there's the feminine and then there's the masculine. The masculine sodomite is the one that you see going after young boys and stuff like that. They joke about having, I get a hard-on for that guy. You know what? If you can get an erection for a hairy butt man, you have a mental problem. And the alpha sodomite is the most dangerous of them all. And the Tennessee Sheriff's Association is run by alpha sodomite. That's how it come that law enforcement and the justice system, especially Wilson County, do not allow you to talk against them. You see what happened to me, don't you? I had a mental evaluation, just an evaluation. And I was found to be perfectly fine, yet they still report that I'm a mental defective. You know what? No doctors ever said that. I just had an evaluation. And I went down there and tried to get a court date, and the judge wouldn't even hear my case. I have the documentation. I've got my medical file. I've sent it to the governor. Governor won't do nothing. Dudley do nothing. And you know why the governor's going to burn in hell? Not because he's not doing nothing, because he claimed Jesus in his election. He says, I believe in Jesus. I believe this. You know what? He also believes that Jesus should apologize for Sodom and Gomorrah. So anyway, there's my prediction. By April of 2024, we will definitely know that your vote matters not. Because we will not be allowed to put in Donald Trump or Vivek Ramaswamy. Those people up there in D.C. will not allow it. If it comes down to assassinations, they'll do it. Actually, if you ever watched, there's an old TV show called Jericho. Our government is so corrupt that they would literally EMP their own people to stop this election. So whatever disaster's coming, we'll know for sure. Everybody's going to know that their vote will not matter in this election. They have to stop it. They cannot allow it. They are possessed by the Antichrist. There is such a... Elon calls it the woke mind virus. Now, Elon Musk, of all people, believes a lot of Christian stuff, but he just can't see God. I'd like to tell him, so Elon, imagine yourself a time traveler. Go back in time where people have never seen electricity. They don't know, they barely know what the wheel is, and try to explain to those people what outer space is. You're going to have to use words because they don't have a word for vacuum. They don't have a word for space. They don't have a word for escape velocity. They have no words for this. So you're going to have to use words like the waters above, the firmament. The atmosphere is hard. That's why things burn up into it. You're going to find out that there's either a God or there was a time traveler that went back and talked to those people and told them to write that book. Now, the Bible says that he was the Alpha and Omega, and we can't, and nothing we know can travel faster than time, travel through time, because we're carbon-based. But a being made of pure energy, an energy that actually the bioscientists have actually photographed it. It's the aurora inside of every living cell. They don't know what it is, but that energy can time travel. Anyway, I guess I'm going to edit this. I think I'll get off my soapbox now. All y'all preppers out there, I hope you got all your ducks in a row. Hope you got your places ready to bug out to if you live in the city. If you live in the city, you might as well be like me. Just go out there and get you a big old bottle of whiskey and a lawn chair and watch it happen. Because your neighbors are going to come kill you and take your stuff. You know. So, if all this happens, this will be my I Told You So video. I'm going to leave a couple of links to my old videos where I talked about Civil War. So, the next one won't be a Civil War. It's going to be a Revolutionary War.